Hey class, welcome back. Happy Tuesday. I hope e-learning has been going well the past 2 days and that it hasn't been too much of a transition for you. So today we're going to be talking about Ray and Mr. Ray and Mr. Pitt. We talked a little bit about the background information yesterday, and then you read the story, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it today. Also, I apologize for my squeaky chair. I'm currently sitting at my piano to be able to explain some things to y'all. So we're going to talk about the difference between rhythm and blues and jazz. So these were two big genres of music that Ray Charles was playing. Now, rhythm and blues has African roots, and it was pioneered by African Americans in this country. And so from all of that pioneering, that opened up the door for jazz to be created as well. They both have roots in like the 18th century, which is like the 1700s, but they really didn't become major forms of music until the 20th century, which is the 1900s. So what does that actually look like? The rhythm in rhythm and blues is going to be a lot more obvious than it is in jazz. So I could choose a rhythm and just keep talking over it, just keep singing over it, doing whatever. I could have other music playing, but this bass rhythm is just gonna stay throughout the whole time. So that is what rhythm and blues, like the rhythm part of that, it's one rhythm that spans throughout the whole thing. There may be other things going on too, but you hear that one rhythm throughout, whether it be from the one instrument or other instruments or whatever. It stays throughout. Whereas jazz is a lot more complex and it deals with a lot more improvisation. So improvisation is really, it's not quite winging it, but it's knowing, okay, I have this chord and they're playing this, so this might sound good with it. And you're not really going straight off of sheet music. So if I wanted to go straight off of sheet music, you saw my sheet music when I turned my camera, I could go playing the music that I'm seeing, which in this song repeats a lot. But in improvisation, you kind of have more freedom. So it's like if I know I have a C chord, I can play whatever I want within the C chord. So I could go something like that. I just kind of came up with it as I was playing, but I knew when I was playing this chord what I could and couldn't play, and I knew when I was playing this chord what would and wouldn't sound good. And in this chord, there's this other note that you would have to know flats and sharps and stuff, but you have to, when you know the chords and everything, you can just kind of come up with something within those parameters. And that's really what improvisation was. And that jazz was very complex. It had more it's called syncopation, which is off the beat. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that, where it's not right on that beat, and it's a little different. So there's a lot of complexities within jazz. So just as you're reading, keep in mind that that's the kind of things that he was playing. That's the kind of things he was learning. Things that have that bass rhythm, but that would keep going. It also plays minor chords. So if I play this chord, or this chord, or even this chord, it sounds nice and happy and light, right? But if I change it just slightly, then it becomes, it's not as happy. There's a tension there in the music. When you hear it, you're like, that's not quite right. And so that was also within blues and sometimes jazz too, but that was definitely a major part of blues. So just keep that in mind as you're reading. Think about songs maybe where you've heard that kind of thing. I'll probably be putting some links out. I put a link out to one of Ray Charles's songs, but I'll find some jazz and you'll have some jazz and some rhythm and blues links for you to get an idea of what that sounds like as a full song. Okay? Bye guys.